Yo, what up, everybody? I'm Dave Miranda, and this is episode 23 of Just Give Me 5. I hope you guys are doing well, continuing to be amazing. We got a really awesome show set up for you today. But if you guys caught episode 22, we had none other than the one, the only Master Ace. And let me tell you, I'm still on cloud 9 that even happened. You know, let me just start off by saying that, you know what I mean? And, I mean, it was just truly amazing, you know, and it's like, you know, when he was talking about the symphony, you know, and how he wasn't even necessarily prepared to even be on the record because there was really no original intention of it happening. It just kind of fell in his lap, you know, and even after recording it, he still didn't know if he was on it until he heard it on the radio. And it just ends up being like one of the most classic hip hop records and original posse cuts ever. You know what I'm saying? So I thought that was just truly amazing. And then I was really curious to see what his answer would be about him making conceptual storytelling albums, because that's something I was really curious about, because all of his projects are just so well thought. And even the narrator aspect of them is just truly amazing. And so, you know, I just wanted to kind of pick his brain on that. So it was really dope, man. You know, just truly amazing. You know, nothing but love and respect for Master Ace, you know, and, you know, you will always be good in my book, my brother. And, man, just can't thank you enough. Can't thank you enough. Make sure you guys watch episode 22. All right. But today's guest is another individual who has been a prominent figure in the Arizona scene since the 90s. You know, and she actually played a significant role in my childhood, because when I was in 8th grade, I was listening to her on Lights Out Phoenix. And I mean, I'm not going to lie, you know, I dedicated a couple slow jams to a special girl at that time. I mean, that's what it was, man. It was slow jams, dedications, and you know, it was just truly awesome, you know, and she has continued to be a force in the industry throughout all these years, you know, and definitely someone who deserves her flowers, you know, and we are just so honored to have her on the show today. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I present to you Melissa the Midnight Mamacita.
Hi, I'm Melissa. You might know me as Melissa the Midnight Mamacita. All I'm saying is, just give me 5. You know, I didn't initially think radio was my passion. When I first got involved in the whole media thing, I was in high school. And I originally wanted to do TV. I was going for being a news anchor. And as time progressed, I started an internship at a TV station in high school. And then I got the opportunity to do radio. And after that, I was hooked. I was hooked. There was no stopping me after that. 25 years later, here I am. So the way Lights Out Phoenix happened to be, I had moved from Tucson to pursue radio because the station I worked for at the time had been sold. And I worked for a short period of time at a radio station here in town that later changed formats. And there was a lot of ups and downs. A lot of us were laid off. And I think that's the story of radio. They say if you've never been laid off, you've never worked in radio. And I went to a billboard convention with an old PD of mine to kind of talk to the other PD in town, who was Bruce St. James, and he worked at Power 92.3. And I really was interested in getting a job there. So I met him, I talked to him, I set up an appointment to meet with him. After talking to me, he's like, have you ever met Angelita de la Noche or heard of Angelita de la Noche? And I'm like, Power 106? And he said, yeah. He said, I really would like to model a slow jam show after what she does in LA. You know, you have a lot of slow jam shows, you know, all over the country, but a lot of them are male voice. I really would want to do what she does and kind of do a female voice. Right. And I said, that's right up my alley. I would love that. So I came in and Lights Out Phoenix kind of took off. I kind of added my own twist by adding love advice and adding, my own personality to it. But the slow jams were definitely a passion. Greatest memories from the show. Wow, there's so many. But one of them that really sticks out is I had a phone call one night from someone that was really depressed and was just, everybody has their moments. Everybody has their moments. Perfection is not real. I think they were just really having a moment at that time. And when we hung up the phone after talking, probably for a good hour, he said to me, he goes, before I called you, he goes, I was seriously considering ending my life. And he goes, now you gave me a new perspective. And I always think about that story because it is really touching, because you never think that having a conversation with someone could really save their lives. And I think that's not just memorable, but impactful. Absolutely. And just has so much meaning. It really felt like I had a purpose. Wow. Well, I've been doing it for more than half my life. Although I'm not currently doing it, it's one of those things that I think as a radio personality, you're not just a person on the radio. It's not your job. It truly does become a part of you. It becomes part of who you are. It becomes part of your identity. It really, goes in deep. And at first, I remember my mom being so doubtful of me being on the radio. Are you sure that's what you want to do? And look, you're working full time and then you're going into the station on the weekends and I started off doing overnights and, she would say, you're doing, all this at night. Is it really worth it? And a few years ago, she told me, she goes, I'm really glad that I trusted you and, what you wanted to do and that I supported you. She goes, you were able to do so much. Through my years in radio, I was still able to get a degree. I went to ASU. I graduated. So I was able to do that during the day. I was able to take care of my kids once I became a mother. Didn't need to hire a babysitter. Like the schedule just worked out perfectly. So radio has been more than just a job. It really is and was a big part of my life, a big part of my life and a big part of who I am. Well, I gotta say, I'm a pretty humble person, so I don't go around saying, hey, guess who walked in the room? Or guess who I am? That's just not who I am. I'll talk to someone if they ask. I tell them, where I worked, what I did. And it always makes me feel, I don't know, I feel a little humbled when they say, oh my goodness, you're Melissa the Midnight Mamacita. I had that happen this week with one of our softball moms. And she's like, I didn't know. And I'm like, yeah. She goes, how is it? I was like, it's been great. What you heard is what you get. I've always tried to be as real as possible. It's a joy. It makes me smile when people say, oh, I remember, and I called you to send a dedication, and I called you, to request a song when me and my boyfriend were dating. So it's one of those things that's nostalgic, and it's also very touching. So it makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside. So I do appreciate it. And honestly, I have nothing but love back to those that listened and supported me through all my years in radio. It truly is a pleasure, an honor, and just a joy. Well, right now, I've got a little something in the works. My husband works in mortgages, so I'm kind of trying to work on something with him. And you never know what might happen. There's not a plan, so you never know what the future might bring. So I'm excited. Shout outs, just much love to everybody that I've worked with before. I've seen plenty of interns that are doing amazing things now. So it brings me so much happiness to see someone that I knew, had such high hopes and aspirations, and they're doing it. So much love to everybody, to my husband for always being supportive, for being that guy that took the picture when another guy would ask, hey, can I take a picture with you? And he was okay with it, and he would ask for the camera, so that's huge. That's huge. I think having a supportive spouse by your side is ideal, especially in this industry. And just nothing more than just more love. I think that's what the world needs right now. Just leaving you with more love.
And there you have it. Nothing but love and respect to Melissa, the Midnight Mamacita. Just truly an Arizona radio legend, man. I mean, when you've had a run that long, that's what comes with it. So, we were just truly, truly, truly honored to have her on the show today. And make sure you guys are following her on social media. Shout out to my brother Jimmy Nelson on that camera. Make sure you guys subscribe to the YouTube channel. And man, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. This was truly amazing. And, just continue to do well. Till next time, stay tuned, stay blessed, stay healthy. Just give me 5, y'all.